So the second aspect of making money in a buy-to-let portfolio is your capital gain, as I mentioned in the previous video. Now, your capital gain is obviously what you sell it for, less what you paid for it, less all the capital costs you've had during it. Now, some capital costs will go against rent and some capital costs will go against the capital value. A lot of it depends when you spend the money. Anything you spend when the flat is not tenanted tends to be capital costs that will go against the capital gain, and anything you spend on the flat when it is tenanted will go against rental income profits. Again, this is where you need a good accountant so they can differentiate that for you. But if you've been putting new windows in and you put a new kitchen every few years, you've got to make sure these costs are added up, because obviously that's going to negate your tax bill, saying, oh, it cost me this, cost me this. If you get to count them, you're going to start paying tax on money that you shouldn't be, and nobody wants to do that. So capital gains, obviously you're going to pay capital gains tax on it. If it's in your own name. In a company, then yeah, you got your corporation tax and potentially dividends, entrepreneurs relief if you just wind the company up. Again, it's the good accountant will help you minimize that. And this is where a good accountant's got that foresight, because the bulk of your profit will come from capital gains. So it's minimizing that tax risk. Obviously, the time you take out the mortgage and buy the property, the tax environment is going to be vastly different when it comes to sell it. It's a buy-to-let is a long-term investment. So you can only do your best at the time of buying it. But when it comes to selling it, say your accountant should be all over it, trying to minimize that for you. And you can get specialist accountants and solicitors that can try and help minimize that tax burden when the time comes, if you think it's worthwhile. So when should you sell? Well, again, that's a personal choice. It's when do you need the money? The longer you leave it, the more you make. It's pretty much simple as that. If you can, it's best to wait for nice buoyant years when demand is crazy. You get these little times where people will queue out the door and you can sell a house in, literally minutes. I remember one time I was trying to buy a house, phoned up the estate agent, and he just said, mate, I've got so many buyers, I'm not going to take any more. And he wouldn't even let me see the property, never mind buy it. So if you can wait for those sort of times, then you're going to maximize your income. If you can't, well, that's fine. Hopefully you've had it for a long time, you've made good money. Well, I hope that was useful. See you on the next one. Bye-bye. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. Thanks. See you on the next one.